Uh, red-white game, that's what it was. First, I want to thank Joe Klein and Charles Ballantyne, Elmer Martin, and Corey Beck for being honorary coaches. I thought that's great, when you get legends to come back here and have a chance to spend some time with our guys. And, our guys don't realize it right now, who some of those guys are. But I think once they're here for a while, they'll tend to appreciate, those guys taking time out and spending some time with them. And what a great crowd! Our students, fans that came out on a rainy night to get a glimpse of this young basketball team, and you can see it is young. The nerves were going early on, and but I thought once they settled down, you saw you can see flashes of what this team can become. But there's a lot of work ahead of us, but I think there's potential. And so with that being said, we'll continue to work and continue to try to find our identity. This team is going to be totally different than last year's team. But I think, with some of the pieces that we have, we just got to continue the development. And you see some guys probably a little ahead of some of the other guys at this stage, but next week we put it all together and we become one. Some of those guys had to play a lot of minutes, and that kind of takes away from the play. You got a stat sheet? I didn't get a chance to see any of the stats. And as I say, especially in red-white game, you're limited in numbers, so sometimes it can get kind of. Like I said, there were some periods where it looked pretty good, then some periods where it didn't look very good. But I thought everyone saw their intentions, and you can see the potential in a guy like Isaiah Joe. He's been doing that in practice, shooting the ball really well. Daniel's got to be a centerpiece for us. I thought in the first half he was really catching the ball away from the basket. And then the double teams were getting to him. In the second half, he got a little closer, and he was able to do something with him. He can shoot it and go get it quicker than a lot of people, and so that means he's going to get a lot of rebounds. But again, it's just a glimpse, and it's a red-white game. That's what it was, and I think we got out of it what we wanted to, and that's the most important thing. No one got hurt. That's the most important thing. So, questions, come on at it.
Mike, you've obviously lost a ton of three-point shooters. Joe hitting 9 out of 14. What do you think of that? How did that make you feel?
Oh, he shot the ball well, and those guys got it to him. I thought, Jalen Harris is a guy we talked about a pass guard first, and I thought between him and Daniel and Gabe, those guys did a good job of finding him. He ended up with 22 assists, with that team, and he did his job and spotting up, and he's got pretty good range too. He had a stroke going on tonight, and thought our guys did a good job of getting it to him.
The way you had it matched up, you kind of thinking the Reds would run away with it just with Gafford and the best point guard and Joe on the same team?
Well, no, you look at halftime, it actually was much closer than the score indicated. I thought, the red team had a little spurt there right at the end. I think it was maybe a 4 or 6 point game, and then all of a sudden they had a nice little spurt there. I thought White ran out of gas, and in red, they only had 3 guards, and I thought Gabe gave them another guy that can handle the basketball for them. But you expect with Daniel and Jalen and a guy like Gabe, some of your more seasoned guys, and then of course with Isaiah with the way he's playing. But I didn't think it'll get like that. But I think between nerves, then conditioning, I thought the white team kind of wore down.
Mike, what do you think of Mason Jones?
I thought Mason played really in the first half. I thought he was on point. He played like he's been playing in practice. Second half he kind of disappeared. So, but we see some of the things he can bring to the table. From an offensive standpoint. But as I told our guys, it's impress me with your defense. Obviously we're going to be able to score the basketball, but I think he's a guy that can knock down shots and he can put on the floor and make nice passes. So again, it's just putting all the different pieces together. I thought Dez had a pretty productive night. We're seeing his toughness, his grit, ball handling at times. Just got to take better care of the basketball. In this kind of game, it's not it's not going to happen. Dez had 8 assists, I think 4 steals, and that's pretty good for a freshman.
Tonight is kind of a case of nerves for Keyshawn. You probably agree he's probably a better offensive weapon than he showed tonight.
I think he's had better practices. He's had better practice. Taking the lights, bring that popcorn popping. You get them fans in the stands, man. The nerves get going, and his parents were here too, so he was probably trying too hard. He wasn't the only one. I know some other guys were like that.
Jabril Durham was probably the last facilitator first guard you've had. With Jalen Harris, have you had a guard that can separate from a defense, get a rebound and go and get separation like he showed tonight?
He's pretty quick. He's pretty quick with the ball, and as he get to know these guys, I think you'll see him hopefully break down defenses and make nice passes that lead to maybe layups, and he's going to look for the big fella. That's one thing about it is when you play with a guard like this here now, I really want our guys to be defensive minded, but I want us pushing the ball and running the floor. His pushes sometimes are faster than some guys' passes, and he's putting so much pressure on the defense. And so now we just got to have guys get in the right spots. You get Daniel. He's going to run. You get a guy like Isaiah, you get Mason or Dez and all those guys. And now you're really putting pressure on teams defensively and offensively as well.
He had some pretty solid moments tonight, and maybe he got a little careless with the ball a couple of times, maybe when he wasn't, just attacking the right rim.
That's the freshman for you. That's what I'm saying. They'll show you some, and then they'll turn around and you go like, whoa, okay. But I think it shows the potential that's there, and I think the more you do it, the better you get at it. I'd rather them right now make their mistakes right now, and then we'll continue to try to clean it up. And I think that's the biggest thing I got from this game here. We got to continue to clean it up, and we got to continue to learn how to play together. When I look at, I'm always looking at the assist to turnover ratio with our team, obviously rebounding as well. One team, I think, pounded the other team on the board. I think that's where the difference in the game is. But I'm also, looking at the white team. They had 15 assists, 17 turnovers. So obviously they didn't make some shots. But at the same time, I'm always looking at that and the rebounding discrepancy.
Good job Gabe did tonight and showing his improvement from last season.
Who's that?
Gabe.
Yeah, he is. He just got to continue to get comfortable out there, because he's a tough matchup. When he's going, he's a tough matchup because he can handle the ball. He's really always looking to facilitate the other people, and of course he got to the free throw line and made some free throws and made some nice plays.
How much leeway did you give the coaches? Because Joe Klein said that he drew up several of the plays for Gafford tonight.
I thought he did. And at halftime, Joe's the one said, hey, big fella, you got to get down in that paint, man, and go to work, man. Obviously, Joe's a great basketball player. Has coached at the Division I level. I just think him being around a guy like Daniel, and I think he loves Daniel as well. But those guys were great. I thought they really were excited to come and be a part of it. And I think that's, to me, that's the biggest point right there. They get a chance to still continue to be a part of it.
How much more growth does he have to do?
I thought in the first half he had some nerves going too. He was much better in the second half, getting offensive rebounds and tipping the ball in. He got size, and it's with a big guy, the one thing you want them to have is not only size, they got to have good hands. And I think it's just a matter of him, guys giving him great passes. He's got to be able to catch it and finish it or make a outlet pass to somebody. So he still got work. There's a lot of work to be done with him. But I think he's progressing. He's a lot better than he was when he first got here.
Coach, how much do you read into defense in a high-scoring exhibition game like this?
I don't read much. I don't. I mean, that's the stats are for you guys for the most part. I'm just looking at the energy. We're going to be a team. You'll hear me say this word. I want to be an energy team. With the type of players we have, the long, the athletic guys, the versatile parts. We're going to be an energetic team. And so, from a defensive standpoint, I know we got a whole lot of work to do on that. And so we'll get a better gauge as we play these exhibition games. And in those games, I will play everybody just to see what they bring to the table. And then lights, camera, action, boom. You're playing in El Paso against a Texas Longhorn team that's probably going to be ranked. So, and we've got to be much, much better.
Mike, Harris honestly filled up the box score, but he had six turnovers too. And I guess one was where he bounced the ball off.
How about that? He almost missed the backboard. How about that? How bad is that? You going to throw one of those? You know what I told him, though? I told him, you try that in the game, man, you might be sitting with me the whole year, man. And I think it was him having a fun night. And no, that's his first time really having an opportunity to play in front of, fans. And he wants to so bad, I think. He had a couple of turnovers where I think they hit it off his leg or he bounced it out of bounds. We'll clean that up. I think that's one thing our team is going to do. We're going to we value the basketball. And so he'll clean it up. But we can see he can put a lot of pressure on defenses. And I think, as much as he is offensively, I think even with his quickness on defense, I think he can cause havoc because he can get places and make plays.
With Jordan Phillips still injured and, of course, Khalil not being cleared to this point, are you comfortable using Gabe at the 3 for defensive perimeter defensive matchups, or Mason Jones and Isaiah good enough to have a 3-guard lineup, keep him at 3, or maybe mix it up?
I think, Gabe is versatile enough where you can put him out there, with 2 guards, 3 guards. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's versatile enough where he can do that. So now he can play on the perimeter, I think that. But that's not what he's going to be doing. I think the luxury of it is we got ample guys, and hopefully we can get Jordan back here by the end of the month or November anyway. And I think that'll be big for us. And then now we got some serious depth. But Gabe is, he's still got work to do on his ball handling, but he's capable of doing that. All right, y'all have a good evening.